Hey folks, it's Charles Heyward here, associate broker with the Heyward Homes team of Samson Properties. I've been receiving the phone calls, and it's the same question, Charles. And for those who have known me a long time, they say, Chuck, okay, Chuck, is now really a good time to purchase a home? You know, prices are up, interest rates are high. Let's put some numbers to it, okay? I'm a Wall Street guy, former financial advisor. Investing is what I was trained in before real estate. I'm going to give you some numbers and you can go back and research it for yourself, okay? Let's go back a couple years. End of 2019, interest rates were right about 3.7%, okay? In Prince George's County, the average home price is about $450,000. So if you purchased a home back in 2019, you would have received about a 3.7% interest rate. At the end of 2019, I received these phone calls. Charles, Chuck, is it a good time to buy in 2020? And I said, listen, we're at historically low interest rates. We're at a 40 to 50 year construction low. Just in simple terms of supply and demand, yes, home prices are going to keep going up. You want to be able to take part in that appreciation. And so, yes, now is a good time to buy. Here's what happened. By the end of 2020, okay, interest rates went from 3.7 to about 2.5%. But guess what happened? Home prices went up 8% in 2020. Why? The historically low inventory that we were looking at. All right, 40 to 50 year construction lows. We literally had 10 to 15 buyers for every home. And so by the end of 2020, we're looking at 2.5% rates. But guess what? If you waited to buy, all right, and receive that 2.5%, that $450,000 property was now running about $485,000, $490,000. When I think of investing terms and putting my money to work, that's not the best trade-off. I could be wrong, but you can make that decision for yourself. But let's keep going. So we're at the end of 2020. Interest rates are about 2.5%. I'm telling folks, listen, rates aren't going to go any lower. They said, Charles, I want 2%. You can wait if you want to, but it wouldn't behoove you. All right. So by the end of 2021, interest rates, as I stated, did not go down. We were just over 3% by the end of 2021. But guess what happened to home prices in 2021? They jumped over 10% on average here in the Maryland, D.C. area. All right. I mean, 2021 was an absolutely crazy time period. There were buyers paying $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 above appraisal. Whatever cash we need to bring to the table to beat out everyone else, we're willing to do. A lot of people weren't willing to do that. And what they did by the end of 2021 was walk away from 10% of appreciation. Now just think about it. That $450,000 property that you could have purchased 2 years earlier would now be worth $540,000, and your interest rate would have been lower. You could have easily refinanced and still be looking at about $100,000 in equity. All right, so here we are, 2021, end of 2021, Charles. Interest rates are above 3%. They ticked up. I'm going to wait till they get back to 2.5%. I said, listen, interest rates aren't coming back down. Well, Charles, I don't know. The home prices went up 10%. They're saying the market's going to crash in 2022. Home prices are going to come down 10, 20%. I said, listen, stop listening to the news. Stop listening to the news. It's not going to happen. We still have, 5 to 6 buyers for every property. And now we're just talking simple supply and demand. Demand is still high. Supply is still low. And when we're talking investments, that means prices do what? Pew! They go up. All right. So end of 2021, Charles, Chuck, is now a good time to buy. Yes, it is a good time to buy. All right. What happened at the beginning of 2022? Inflation was out of control. And so the Fed said we have to slow the economy down. All right. By the end of 2022, all right, if you didn't jump into the market, interest rates more than doubled. Okay, in October of 2022, we peaked out right at around 7%. By the end of 2022, interest rates were sitting at 6.5%. But guess what happened to home prices? Even though interest rates doubled, prices in the DMV area went up another 7%. Folks are asking me, is now a good time to buy from a financial perspective? And I'm here to tell you, yes, you want to become a homeowner as soon as you possibly can in this phenomenal market that we have here in the DC area, okay? All right, so last year, around this time, again, I'm getting the calls, Charles, Chuck, is now a good time to buy? I said, yes. They said, well, Chuck, they say there's going to be a recession. There's a real estate bubble. It's going to pop. Home prices are going to drop 10 to 20%. It didn't happen in 22, but they say it's definitely going to happen in 2023. I don't know. I said, listen, don't listen to the news. They're going to sensationalize everything. What happened year to date? Guess what? Interest rates are up another point. We're sitting right around 7.5% right now. Guess what a home values has done? I'll give you one guess. Here in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, yes, home prices have continued to go up. Year to date, we're a little over 2%. So guess what? Today, that $450,000 property that you could have bought in 2019 is now worth about $590,000. Okay? And of course, I'm getting the phone calls again. Chuck, it's now a good time to buy. You know, interest rates are high. Listen, interest rates are probably going to touch 9%. 2 years ago, when I said they were going to touch 8%, people laughed. But guess what? A couple of months ago, we touched 8%. Regardless of what you're hearing on the news, you guys, just know that the news is going to sensationalize whatever the big news is. Okay? That's their job. My job is to make sure that you have a clear understanding of where the market is, where the market is going, and how to best position yourself for what's about to happen. Okay? So yes, what are home prices going to do? This is what folks are asking now. They say, Charles, Chuck, is now a good time to buy? Interest rates are at 7.5%, 8%. I want to wait till they get back down to 5.5%, 6%. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if interest rates go down a point and a half, and we're already at 5 to 6 buyers per property in the current market, what happens when interest rates drop a point and a half? More buyers. We are still at 40-year construction lows. If interest rates go down, ladies and gentlemen, home prices will go up even faster. So, you tell me, would you want to buy now and maybe refinance if rates do come back down? Or do you sit on the sideline and wait? I assure you, if you're waiting for interest rates to come down, you're saying, I want to pay another $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 more on the same property. Numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. So, is now a good time to buy? I would say yes, okay? The market is softening. As a matter of fact, the next 2 to 3 months, we're talking November, December, January, February, sellers are not seeing the traffic that they want to see. If you're looking for a deal, waiting until the spring is not the time to do it, because that is when everyone else begins to jump into the market. Okay? You don't marry the interest rate, you date the interest rate. And when rates come down, you refinance. But what you won't be able to do is to recuperate appreciation. All right? My job and the job of the Heyward Homes team is to make sure that you're in the right position. Make sure that you are positioning you and your family for future growth. Give us a call. Let's sit down, let's look over your situation, and let's determine if now is a good time for you to get in the market. This is Charles Heyward signing off. I look forward to seeing you at the settlement table.